Kaminari was walking along, completely unaware of the trouble he was about to walk into. He started to round a corner when he heard two voices on the other side, belonging to Mina and Kirishima. You know, I wonder when they'll tell Deku they like him and just figure out who he wants to date. Yeah, it's kind of not manly how they're handling it. If they all like him, they should just come out and let him know. Manly energies of love and support. Plus, if Bakugo gets rejected, then that means I can support him and... Mina slapped him on the back of the head for that. Your obsession with Bakugo is one of the most annoying things about you, Kirishima. Like seriously, you're my boyfriend after all. Seriously though, Bakugo, Uraraka, and Todoroki all three need to just confess to Deku at the same time and get it over with. They'll never know and may even lose him to someone outside of their little group. Kaminari could only stand there behind the corner, eyes wide in surprise at the conversation he was just witness to. He wondered if anyone outside of Mina and Kirishima knew about this, but just shook his head as he walked away. If it took something as obvious as this for him to realize this truth, there was no way anyone else would have noticed. At least, that's what he thought to himself when really, only he and Deku were oblivious to how those three felt toward Deku. The next day, Mina was on time to class for once, just gossiping with Uraraka and Toru when Deku came in, a scrape on his face. Bakugo and Todoroki were on the other side of the room with Kirishima, idly talking about their most recent fights when they saw Deku as well. Deku, what happened to you? Who dared to hurt my Deku? You see. Wait. Don't tell me, it was Bakugo, again. Everyone looked to Bakugo, giving him a look as he held up his hands defensively. Oi! It wasn't me, Floaty, stop accusing me of stuff you don't know about. I can't believe Bakugo is still hurting Deku, I thought he was done with that. If you're as shocked as I am, then you should hit the subscribe button and... Bakugo just punched the sparkly Frenchman out of the classroom, hands sparking dangerously. I said it wasn't beeping me. Then if it wasn't you, who hurt him? This is a true mystery that needs to be solved. Spill nerd, who the beep did it? I want a name. I would like to know as well. 4 reasons. A face that one should truly be afraid of. Dude. That. Kinda looks manly actually. Did you win against whatever villain it was that gave you that? Wait, why does he only have one mark on him if he got in a fight? Deku isn't exactly the most careful fighter. That's because Kaminari and I got into a fight. Beyond embarrassed kind of faces as he looked away from them. Ha, that's funny. It almost sounded like you said you and Kaminari got into a fight. There's no way their two most teddy bear-like classmates would ever fight each other kind of face. Kaminari. He did this? Oh, I'm gonna. Oi, watch it, Floaty, I get first crack at him. Nobody hurts the nerd. Nobody but you, that is. Get burned, you bully. Icy hot, watch it. I'll make sure you're next after I get Pikachu. Wait guys, hold on. I seriously can't believe that Kaminari would do that to a friend, I'm shocked. Well, thanks to you, we all know just the kind of person he is. A very unmanly person. Manliness disapproved. Guys, this doesn't seem right. Something seems off about this. I mean, why would they even fight? It's really not what it. Hey guys. Everyone turns towards Kaminari as he entered, some with anger, some with curiosity. But they all had one thing in common. They were all quite shocked to see Kaminari with multiple bruises, scrapes, and bandages all over him. His classmates looked between themselves, then to Deku, then Kaminari, and within moments they were separating the two to find out what had happened. Mina took Deku to the stairs while the rest took Kaminari to the balcony, mainly to try and keep him safe from Deku's 3 secret admirers. So Deku, what happened? I got him in the face, then he got me, and I really got him back after that. I really got him. I really regret my actions kind of face. You know. Sometimes you're very scary, Deku. Meanwhile with Kaminari and everyone else. So tell me, what were you fighting over? Kaminari glanced over at her before resting his arms on the balcony railing and looking out across the school. That's none of your business. Why, you little. Calm down, Bakugo, we need the full story. Fine, don't tell us why you were fighting, just tell us what happened, okay? Flashback time. Kaminari and Deku were in Deku's dorm, helping each other to study for the upcoming math exam. Look Deku, listen to me. I'm listening, I swear. I'm telling you, Uraraka, Bakugo, and Todoroki are in love with you. And I think you're wrong. Like, why would Bakugo be in love with me? Or Todoroki? Or Uraraka? They only see me as a friend, nothing more and nothing less. I helped Todoroki at the sports festival to be more comfortable with who he was. Bakugo bullied me for years, and Uraraka helped me out at the entrance exam. Can you really sit there and dismiss their feelings so easily? Can you honestly tell me that would be your reaction if one or all of them told you that they loved you? I can, because it's impossible. There's no way they actually love me. I'm just a friend to them. Why do you keep returning to that? Because if I don't, then you'll just keep pestering me about it. Well, that's... Deku sighed a bit, closing the math book he was looking through before looking at Kaminari. I want to know why you think you're right about this. What's your evidence? Well, I mean... Look, I know you have your own biases. I heard about how you asked out Bakugo and Uraraka earlier this year. But you can't just assume stuff about them, you know? What? Whoa. How did he find out about Bakugo? Okay, I asked out Uraraka, but I did not ask out Bakubro. Look. Kaminari slammed his hands down on the table between him and Deku, with Deku almost instantly smacking him on his forehead. Ow. I'm sorry, you startled me. It was an accident, I swear. Kaminari grumbled a bit, holding his forehead before engaging Deku in hand-to-hand. Can't say this on YouTube. You idiot, you really need to learn to listen. Now you're insulting me. What gives, Kaminari? You won't listen to me otherwise. Now look. His hand slipped out of Deku's grip, smacking him in the face. Kaminari had an oblique kind of look on his face, his eyes wide as he looked at him. Oh man, I'm sorry. You alright, Deku? That hurt. Deku got a scary look on his face then, before pinning Kaminari to the ground and proceeding to get him. Deku, you've got the scariest look in your eyes. Time out, I'm sorry. This is the scariest thing I have experienced kind of face. A moment later and Deku stopped, leaving a battered Kaminari on the floor underneath him. That was self-defense. I really didn't mean to do this to him. You did all this to me. That was uncalled for and has nothing to do with your anonymous lovers. So it was just because I startled you? No, I was also really angry with you. You're not supposed to admit that, dude. Flashback over. I pushed Deku too far and caused all of this. I'm sorry, Deku, please forgive me. He thinks this was all entirely his fault. ... Look, just go apologize to him, alright? You two are friends and get along well, so go communicate. What? Why can't we? Yeah, just go apologize to him, it'll be fine. It's the manly thing to do. Manly energies, away. Meanwhile with Mina and Deku. So, what were you fighting about? Don't tell anyone, but... Kaminari thinks that Bakugo, Todoroki, and Uraraka are in love with me. That just can't be true, can it? Mina has to actively fight her incredulity to not jump up and say he's right. Was that all? How does he not know? Yeah, and it's all my fault. I shouldn't have lashed out at Kaminari like that. Look, just go say sorry to him. You two are good friends, it'll be fine. Now go on, go talk to him. Mina sends Deku off to go talk to Kaminari while she met up with the rest of the class. So let me get this straight, Deku thinks it's his fault for lashing out at Kaminari. And Kaminari thinks it's his fault for pushing Deku too far. ... That Pikachu, I swear he is such an idiot. It's why I didn't choose to date him. Everyone just looked at him in shock, with Bakugo letting out a small cough. That was a joke and just a joke. Mainly because I did date him. Anyways, do they really blame themselves for the fight and not the other person? Jeez. Their friendship gets stranger by the day. I think it just gets manlier by the day. How cool is it to just duke it out with a friend and act like nothing happened afterward? Everyone else just rolls their eyes at Kirishima as he looked so excited at the idea. Meanwhile, Deku began walking out to the balcony to Kaminari, the two looking at each other before having a much-needed conversation. The end. Thank you all so much for watching this video, we hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the inconsistent uploads over the last couple of months, a lot of stuff has occurred lately, but we're getting back into making videos again. Like the last video, this one was also heavily inspired by Horimiya, so go give the series a watch as they just released a second season. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit the like button, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and we'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye for now.